Hey YouTube, this is SensaSean reporting in for another review. Today we're going to be reviewing a Broadway Limited Imports Paragon 3 with the Rolling Thunder feature Challenger, Union Pacific Late Model Challenger number 3987. This model is amazing. And let me just tell you why it's amazing. It is by far the best model to come out of BLI in a long time. The entire shell is die cast, the tender is die cast, all the wheels pick up power, and it's got a tremendous pulling power. It's got 4 traction tires, so it's got a traction tire set on the first drive set and on the rear drive set. This thing can pull mountains. It is that awesome. What's also great about this feature is it's got the newest Paragon 3 sound system, to where if you run BLI's sound equipment with the speaker, the bass system, and the Bluetooth, I believe it's Bluetooth is how the engine is connected to the speaker. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it's Bluetooth. It's a wireless transmission that sound in the tender can then be transmitted to a bass speaker to give you more of a boom, to give you more of a bass feel of the locomotive as it travels down the track, and you can put that anywhere around your layout. It's awesome. I don't have it, but just this model here, I might actually have to go out and get more BLI Paragon 3 locomotives, because this thing is just awesome. This thing is badass is what it is. There's just no other word to put it. It's just badass. This is the Union Pacific Challenger 4664. It's got the regular centipede coal tender. It doesn't have the oil tender. The oil tender is just as good as this one. This one also has a depleting coal load like the big boy. If you get the coal version of the big boy, it's got a depleting coal load. And the engine and tender are one piece. Well, not one piece, but they can't be separated. You can't actually separate them unless you cut the wires off. So BLI has fixed their problem with this locomotive in particular no longer has. Hang on. No longer has this monkey business going on. I have not seen this. I have not seen this wire. I mean, I've seen these wires, but I have not seen this plug on that locomotive yet. Now, the reason why I say that is because that locomotive in particular, or the wire in particular, tends to break if you tend to move your engines around a little more. It tends to break. But they fixed that issue by making this just one piece. They said you never have to take it apart. That's why the box is huge, which is great. This thing's got all the bells and whistles on it, as the big boy did. It's got a smoking whistle. It's got an excellent smoking. It's got all the LEDs. It's got all the sounds that the big boy had. It's got 3 different whistles that you can put on it. I've got the second choice whistle on this one. I've ran it a few times, and I just had to review this locomotive, so that's why I'm doing this. It's also got a cab light. When I turn the locomotive on, you'll see the cab light come on. You'll see the number boards pop on. You'll see the marker lights come on, and you'll see the headlight come on. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, there's a number board right on the headlight that comes on too. It's great. And then on the tender, swing around to the tender, that light comes on, the rear light comes on, and the marker lights come on the back of the tender. It has blown my mind. There are so many lights on this locomotive, it's crazy. And we'll swing back around to the front of the locomotive here. So the best feature about this locomotive is the smoking whistle. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The best part of this locomotive is that smoking whistle. It's so cool when you blow the whistle. All you see is a puff of smoke, is just smoke billowing out of the whistle. It's just awesome. It's not like the real thing where where you've got the black smoke coming out, billowing out of the smokestack, and then you got the white smoke making it look like it's puffing out gray smoke. But it's close enough. The fact that it's down in HO scale is awesome, because normally you don't get smoke and whistles unless you're in O scale or G scale, or you're looking at the real things. This locomotive is awesome. All the detail parts are all metal. There are no plastic bits in this locomotive except for the plastic coal load, but that's to make it deplete a little bit. I don't know how to activate that feature, but I think it actually activates automatically, and then it just resets when you turn the locomotive off or something. I haven't run it long enough to figure out if it just goes down automatically. I'm assuming it does, because that's what they said it would do. So it's got all metal wheels everywhere. Everything is brand new on this locomotive. It's basically the big boy, but it's a Challenger. It's just missing 2 axles. It's not missing. It's shorter by 2 axles than the big boy. And I have a big boy, but it's MTH. But this is a BLI review, and honestly, I'm going to say this: BLI, you have outdone yourself with this locomotive by far. Anyway, I gotta turn the locomotive on. Y'all are just gonna be blown away. I'm gonna just turn the smoke unit off, only because I can't run it for very long. But you get the idea of just how much smoke fluid this thing is just creating. I believe it's off now, is it? I don't know. Okay, yeah, so the smoke unit is off. Function 7 turns the smoke unit on and off when you're running it on the layout. Obviously, function 1 is the bell. Function 2, that's obviously your whistle. And all the functions are basically the same on most, if not all, BLI locomotives. At least their steam fleet, their steam locomotives pretty much have the same function list. This one, obviously there's the coal auger, there's turn the smoke unit on and off. Some BLI steam locomotives don't even have a smoke unit. I've got one that doesn't. But this one has all their new features on it, and it is amazing. All the detail parts are incredible. This thing is pretty much a scaled down version of the real thing. BLI, are you sure you guys don't have a shrink ray? Because this thing looks like you guys just shrunk the real deal and just made it into and just put it into HO scale and just copied it. Are you guys sure you don't have a shrink ray available? Because this is basically the real thing. And I'm also going to turn the lights down on the layout so you guys can see that beautiful cab light. And the cab has a full interior in it, and it is awesome. Come on. I just love the fact that BLI has been able to do this. This is an excellent model. We'll swing around to the back side here so you can kind of see what's in the back. Like I said, everything's lit up in the back. The cab's lit up. Everything is lit on this locomotive. It is incredible. They didn't just come out of the park swinging. They knocked it out of the park with this one. Turn the lights back on. So anyway, now I think is a time where we do a run by. This locomotive is really heavy, so it can pull a ton of cars. However, I'm going to be pulling my UP passenger train with a GN dome and a SP observation car at the back. I don't have the scale. I don't have the auxiliary tenders for this locomotive. I don't really want them anyway. So we're going to pull a train with it and see what goes from there. Alright, now I got the cars hooked up. Let's get ready to move out. Let's get ready to move out.